The National Honor Societies want to help you get future ready, and we've prepared a series of videos to help you along the way. Today, we'll focus on storytelling. As human beings, we are wired for stories. We learn, we connect, and we grow through them. When you think about facts you learned in school, what do you remember most? Whether it was Martin Luther King telling us about having a dream or Isaac Newton discovering gravity by getting hit in the head by an apple, we absorb stories. Simply put, a story is a series of events in which something happens. There is a beginning, middle, and end. The best stories make us feel emotion. We laugh, we cry, we gasp in surprise. Stories are usually heard by someone else, and the best stories connect with them on their level. For example, if I've never been skydiving, it will be hard for me to connect with a story that starts, "You know how when you jump out of a plane?" Well, no, I don't know. Think about your audience. I'll let you in on a secret. Once you master the power of storytelling, you can inspire people to do things. You can change behaviors. You can persuade people. You have a superpower. By learning how to tell a great story, you'll amuse, delight, entertain, inspire, teach, and grow. But, as they say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So how do you tell a good story, and how can you use story to achieve positive things in the world? A Harvard University professor named Marshall Ganz developed a framework called public narrative. It's a way to move people to action based on storytelling. He uses a form called the story of self, the story of us, and the story of now. By weaving those three things together, we can move people to take an action, join a cause, and be part of something. The first question is, why do you need a story? What is the change you wish to see in the world? Who are you talking to? Your fellow students, your parents, your city council people? First, identify your reason on the worksheet. For the purposes of this module, we'll use this example about school lunches. What in your life makes you feel inspired to act instead of just sitting passively? What emotion moved you to act? What was a key moment in your life that made you decide to speak up? Also, don't be afraid to get personal, as it makes for better storytelling. Example: I was sitting in the school cafeteria and eating a soggy sandwich and drinking a warm milk carton. Again. I was thinking about having to eat that same boring lunch or not eating it, which means that I would be hungry by my last period at school. I always have a hard time concentrating when I'm hungry, and I can't think properly. Then I realized that I shouldn't have to make the choice between being a good student and eating bland food. I thought about the meals that my grandmother makes me when I'm home, which make me feel full and satisfied. They remind me that I'm loved and cared for, and I wondered, why can't we have the same sort of feeling in our school cafeteria? Now, you want to move the experience from yourself to some group outside of yourself. Connect to a common experience that will move others to say, "I feel the same way." By using specific examples and specific moments, it makes the feeling come alive for people. What story can you tell that others will care about? Example: then I started to think about every other student in this cafeteria. They probably also don't want to eat the same unsatisfying food every day. I remember my friend Billy who didn't have enough to eat at home. School lunch was his only meal, and I wanted so much for Billy to have a delicious lunch to fill him up until the next day. Can we really learn at our best if we're not filling our stomachs with food that makes us feel healthy and satisfied? What about all of the kids like Billy who don't have enough to eat at home, and the only meal they get is not delicious? Shouldn't we try to do better? Now that you've gotten your audience to feel something, it's time to turn to the story of now. What action do you want them to take? When people don't take action to do something, it's because they believe that they don't have the power or emotional energy to do it. They think, why bother if nothing will happen? You are giving them the energy to believe they can. Be very specific with what you want people to do. Paint for your listeners an imagined future that is better than what they have today. Example: if you feel the way that I do about the food in the cafeteria, please consider signing this petition, which I will submit to the principal. Once she knows how strongly we feel about this issue, we can try to do something about it. We must all band together to make a change happen, and we can do it. Imagine a world in which we all got healthy, hot, nutritious lunches that we share at the table. Now that you have your narrative, it's time to practice, practice, practice. Ask people to listen to your story and ask them the following questions once they hear it. What part did you like the best? Why? Did this story convince you to act? Why or why not? Taking into account all of the feedback, try to revise your story a little bit more and more. Tell your story to at least 5 people from different parts of your life to get the best feedback. When you're ready, tell your story to the people who matter. Change starts with you. The National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society are proud of the accomplishments that earned you membership in the organization, and we support you in your life's journey. Good luck storytelling to get you future ready.